I mentioned this to the president yesterday, to your president, when I think about this, I think about some of the people who are most in need of support are women and youth, Afro-descendants, LGBTQ people, and of course the indigenous people of Guatemala. And I believe we must defend the human rights of all people. So you can also help us understand which geographic areas are most in need of relief. My focus is such that I recognize it is not just going to be a broad sweeping approach, that there are regions that are more in need than others. And I'd like you to give me some perspective on where those regions are, because we are going to take what we call a place-based approach, so that the kind of information you give us can be incorporated into our focus on specific places that are most in need. Finally, I'd like you to tell me what has been working and what has not been working. You have been doing this work for so long. I have read about each one of you. I've read about your long-standing commitment. And so I want to learn from you what has worked from your perspective and what has not, and what might work, what has not been tried that could work. And I'd love to get your thought on policies, and in particular, which U.S. policies, which policies from the United States have and have not worked in the past. And also on what conditions community organizations in Guatemala need in order to thrive. Your insight and your experience, both of those together, are invaluable. And so is your partnership. So today I want to hear from you. I want to hear about your work. I want to hear about what would give the people of your country hope. What are their dreams? What are their dreams for their children? When they pray, whether it is a silent or a spoken prayer, what are the people praying for? And so this is part of what I'd like to learn from you today. It is also my intention to travel there in June and to meet with you in person. But before you begin to share with me your thoughts and perspective, let me say again, thank you. I know how hard you work. I know how hard the work is. I know that the work we do together is going to take time, and that anything we do together will not become visible overnight, but I know it will be important work, and I know this is work that must happen. So the meeting we are having today is one of several that I intend to have, leading up to some that I've had already here in the United States, to lead up to my visit to Guatemala in June. And between now and then, and after, I look forward to continuing the conversation and the work we can do together. And I do believe we are in this together. Part of my approach to this is recognizing that we are all neighbors within the Western Hemisphere. And we have a responsibility then to think about our role in the context of our neighbors. So again, thank you, and I look forward to our conversation.
Thank you, Madam Vice